Hey guys, my name is Philip Tallman. This will be my assignment one for the Study Abroad South Africa class, Spring 2018. Getting excited for next week, which shows my impressive amount of procrastination. So, anyways, here today we're going to speak a little bit and touch on some of the key points that Dr. Hofstede had brought up in his study and some interesting stuff looking at the different scales that he found and developed. It's helpful because I like to believe that you can truly only make an opinion once you've seen with your own eyes. However, it does help to move forward with a little bit of an idea of what to expect. So I think that's really what this assignment was for, and hopefully it will help us develop some legitimate opinions. So he had basically a chart laid out of 5 different categories: individualism, power distance, masculinity, uncertainty avoidance, and then long-term orientation. So we're going to dive into each one of those individually as I explain what appears to be the difference between South Africa and the United States. As far as individualism goes, there's noticeably less of it than there is in the U.S., so we could probably expect, and hopefully not to too much of an extent, that there would be not a significant amount of privacy. They don't value that as much, and they're more people-oriented, whereas here in the U.S. we perhaps tend to like working alone, having more alone time, privacy. We like having our space, so that's something to keep in mind. Power distance pertains to how someone would be viewed different. So based on a class or a power standing. So, somebody with 6 figures versus a homeless man here in the United States, it's not that big of a difference. We like to believe in this culture that we live in, whether we know it or not, that everyone's the same. We're all people. It's actually a normal thing for us to meet a celebrity. You hear it all the time. Oh, he talked to me just like he would talk to anybody else. But, in other countries, that's not necessarily, the way that it is. So going into South Africa, we might see a little bit of a difference there, according to Hofstede's charts and diagrams. Masculinity has to do with the way that women and men are viewed. So in a high-level masculinity society, men and women are expected to fill specific gender roles. You're expected to carry out and act your part. It's not much different, basically. It's almost identical according to the chart, if not identical. So I would assume that wouldn't be too much of a noticeable difference. Hopefully not. We'd like for everybody going on this trip to feel equally as important there as they do here at home. So uncertainty avoidance is the feeling of being able to act on a whim, making rash decisions in the moment. Not rash decisions, but decisions in the moment based on a situation. So take it as it comes, act accordingly. And then other countries, as you move into Asia, they like a more structured lifestyle. They don't like to step outside of their comfortable. They want to know exactly a laid out plan of how their day is going to go. So that's what that really relates to. And it's really, again, it's about the same between the two of us. I'm not really sure that would have been extremely noticeable on this trip, even if it was different. But it's just definitely some food for thought that there are places in the world that they function daily differently than we do. Long-term orientation has to do with things like Thanksgiving, Christmas. The amount of respect that you have for traditions in your culture. And you see a lot of that here, like I just said. Over there, it's a very highly respected thing, as that seems to be dying here. So, some food for thought. Again, might want to remember that things, long-standing things there, might be more important to them than we would take them to be here back home. So that is assignment 1. Look forward to assignment 2.